Jackie Chan is the absolute master of using props in fight scenes, but no matter how weird the object is that he's using, it always feels really natural in the fight for some reason. Today, we're going to take a look at that reason as we look at Jackie Chan's techniques for foreshadowing props. Here's our establishing shot with Jackie entering the building, and right away we can see at least 5 things that are going to be a huge part of this fight. First, there's this huge dragon for a dragon dance wrapping around the set. Keep in mind, this fight scene's made for a Chinese audience, and a Chinese audience is going to know that a dragon dance involves long poles to hold the dragon up. Second, we have these rows of chairs. Third, we can see that there's a second floor to this building. Fourth, we can see some boxes here to the side. And fifth, there's a scaffolding and a stairwell in the background, but they're really tough to make out. The reason they're tough to make out is because they're the last thing that's going to be used on this level of the fight scene. Jackie approaches these characters and we can see that the women are folding joss paper and putting it in a box. She calls over to Jackie's main antagonist in the scene, and right away we can see 2 weapons that the antagonist is going to use. We can see the poles on the left for the dragon dance, and on the right we can see the chairs.
I think too, Father. Call the cops! Please wait! If I really kill him, will I come to see you? Get him! Hear me out. Please, listen to me. Let me say just one thing.
Oh hey, scaffolding.
You want me to call the police? Wait.
Check out these poles. Hey, that table's pretty nice. I bet none of these are gonna get used though.
Can you please tell me where your brother's hiding?
Why do you want him?
Because only your brother can prove I'm not a killer.
It's you!
Now we see one of the most important aspects of Jackie Chan's use of props. His opponent kicked him into the table, and he's going to use what he was forced into. Jackie doesn't usually seek out weapons, he usually uses stuff that his opponents throw him into. Check out these boxes of paper. That's kind of weird that they're starting to take up a lot of the frame. And hey, here's this upside down table he just threw. And that scaffolding's kind of creeping into the frame. So this box has now crept its way into the center of the frame. It is every bit as prominent as Jackie is, even if we don't realize it. Jackie is kicked down into the box of paper, so he grabs what he's been pushed into and uses it. And it all feels really natural because we've been watching this box become more prominent in the frame for a long time now. Just a reminder, poles for the dragon dance. What? Where did these poles come from? Oh, that's right, we've been seeing them from the very beginning. Now going back to the very first principle of Jackie using props. He has to back up to dodge this swing from the bow staff, and in backing up, he ends up bumping into this table and using it. Whoa, check out the scaffolding in the stairwell. They're sitting there for Jackie to use, but he's not going to touch them unless he's forced to. Now that Jackie's been kicked into the scaffolding, we really care about the scaffolding, because we care about Jackie, and we pay attention to anything that hurts him. So he's been thrown into the scaffolding, it hurts his back, now we're paying so much attention to it that it makes perfect sense in our minds for it to become a part of the fight scene. Jackie starts climbing upwards, and we're reminded about how there's a second floor like we were shown in the establishing shot of the scene. Now he's been pretty much removed from the frame, and we're just left staring at this second floor that's in the center of the frame for us. By the way, we're watching the American version of this fight, and in the Hong Kong version there's an extra shot where we see this whole second floor, and Jackie is enveloped in it. It almost looks like Jackie's already standing on the second floor, and on the right side we can see the lip that he's gonna jump to. Hey, check out these boxes. And look at these lion heads. They kind of feel like they fit in because of the dragon dance stuff that we saw downstairs. Ooh, now this is an important one to look at. We've got drywall on the floor here, so we're being told that there's drywall in this area, but it's the thing in this fight that feels the most unnatural, and we're gonna look at why. See, now check this out. We've got drywall right in the middle, but it's way in the background and it's really tough to make out. So it is foreshadowed that this drywall is going to become something used in the fight scene, but it's so subtle that we don't register it consciously enough for it to feel natural. See, now Jackie's at the drywall and he's using it, but it kind of feels like it comes out of nowhere. Oh, now check this out. We have a ladder way in the background, and this isn't going to be used for a long time in the fight scene, but we're already seeing it. And as Jackie lifts the lion head, we can see that there's a push broom lying on the floor behind him too. These standing brooms haven't actually been in any of the previous shots. It's almost like someone forgot to put them there earlier in the day, or they were filming the fight and just kind of improvised that they wanted to do this, so they had to put them there after they had already filmed the previous parts of the fight. This is a really cool and overlooked detail of Jackie Chan fight scenes. Not only do you get the foreshadowing of what props are going to come and where the fight's going to go, but you also get to see this history of where the fights come from. In this one shot, we can see the broom that he just used, the lion head from before, the drywall in the background, and even the boxes. You can trace a line back to the stairwell where this part of the fight began. As audience members, this makes us feel grounded and gives the fight this cohesive feeling of being a natural progression from beginning to end. Now, it doesn't always have to be Jackie who bumps into the props. Here, the stuntman in the background's been knocked over, and he's going to use the ladder to help himself up. When he does, the ladder moves in the background. It kind of draws our eye just a little bit. So when we end up seeing the ladder as part of the fight scene, it feels even more natural because it's already become a part of the fight when the stuntman had to use it. Finally, to get away from the action, Jackie has to back up and he bumps into the ladder, so now we know Jackie's gonna use it. But something else really important is going on here. Check out the whole side of the frame. There are no more props, it's just a blank wall. This is really intentional because it kind of gives us this feeling that the ladder is the last thing Jackie has to use. This is his last resort. If he doesn't make it work with this prop, he is out, he's done. And it creates a real tension for us in the fight with us knowing that this is the last ditch effort of Jackie. So not only are we amazed by the stuff that he's able to do with this ladder, but we're also cheering for him that much more because we know it's his last hope. It makes this latter part of the fight scene that much more intense, and it's part of the reason why people always refer to this fight as the ladder fight. Not the bow staff fight, not the lion head fight, not the tables and scaffolding fight. This is the ladder fight. I hope you've enjoyed this analysis of how Jackie Chan foreshadows the props that he uses in his fight scenes, and if you want to see more, give that like button a click.